How do we estimate a pregnant woman's due date? Nurses and midwives use a simple method known as the Naegeles rule. Hi everyone, I am Beatrice. In today's video, we'll look at the Naegeles rule. So this is a simple rule we use in estimating a woman's expected date of delivery, known as EDD. We'll look at this today and we will look at some examples together. Now, this Naegeles rule is a formula we use to estimate EDD based on the woman's last menstrual period. So that's why we tell women, if you are of childbearing age and you are expecting to conceive, take note of your last menstrual period. It's very important. This will give us a guide. Now we need to know that this formula is an estimation, so we're not saying it's a perfect one because we still need to confirm with ultrasound, especially for women that have irregular menstrual cycle, because we know that some women have a menstrual cycle that's less than 28 days, some have more than 28 days, and it varies just like that. Some may even have regular 28 days and after some time it changes, so it's an estimation. But we just want to say that for Naegeles rule, this is just based on 28 days regular menstrual cycle. That's about a gestation period of 40 weeks. Now another thing I want you to know that you should remember that some months have varying dates. Like for instance, some months have 30 days, some have 31 days, and we have February that is 28 days. So when we are using this rule, we should put that in mind. And the quick way we can remember, if you remember when we were children, those songs we sing, 30 days had September, April, June, and November. The rest are 31 except February alone. So 30 days are September, April, June, November. So these 4 months of the year end with 30. And the other ones are 31. And we know February is 28 days. Though we know in every leap year we have 29, but we just want to make it standard, so we use 28 days for February. So you need to put that at the back of your head when you are doing calculation of this. We'll look at that shortly. Now, for this Naegeles rule, we can apply 2 methods to getting it, but I will tell you the simplest one that always works for me. Now let's look at the rule. For the first rule, this one is helpful for a woman whose LMP is between April to December. Now the rule is this: you take the first day of that last menstrual period, you subtract 3 months from it and add 7 days, and then you add 1 year. Now the second rule is for any LMP that falls between January to March. So for this one, you are not doing any subtraction, you are only doing addition. So first you are going to add 7 days to the last menstrual period and you add 9 months. We know that pregnancy and estimation is about 9 months, so add 9 months. Now this rule is applicable to me. Is the best rule I like using because it works for me. But the only thing is, if you are using this rule for any month, whether from January to December, you should have it at the back of your mind that for any LMP that falls between April to December, you need to adjust the year. However, if it is just from January to March, you don't need to adjust the year. But if you know you won't remember that, so it's better you apply the first rule for any LMP within April to December. Now let's look at the example. So the first one says the LMP is July 10, 2025. So which rule should we apply? So July falls between April to December. So we'll use the first rule. So the first thing is we are subtracting 3 months. If we subtract 3 months from July 10, we'll be having April, because after April we have May, June, July. So we'll have April 10. Now we're not ending it at 10. This will add 7 days to April 10. It becomes April 17. So we're looking at April. And the last step is to add 1 year. So if we add 1 year to 2025, it becomes 2026. That will be the answer for the first one. Now for the second one, the LMP is June 29, 2022. So June is within the period of April to December. We're subtracting 3 months, we're adding 7 days. So if we add 7 days to this, remember that 30 days had September, April, June. So June ends with 30. So if we add 7 days to June 29, we'll be having July 6th. Now if we remove 3 months, we'll be back with April 6th. And it says add 1 year. So if it is 2022, it becomes 2023. So that will be the answer for the second one. For the third one, February 5, 2025. So for February, it's between January to March. So we can use the second rule. This one is actually more straightforward, and you can still apply to this. All you need to do is to remember to adjust the year. The LMP is February 5, 2025. So if we add 7 days to it, it gives us February 12, 2025. And instead of adding 9 months, if we add 9 months to February 12, 2025, the overall will give us November 12, 2025. And the last one is January 28, 2021. So first January is between January to March. So we apply this rule, add 7 days, add 9 months. So if we add 7 days to January 28, and knowing that January ends with 31, if we add 7 days to it, it will give us February 4th. So it's already changing the month to February. Now we're adding 9 months. If we add 9 months, it gives us November 4, 2021. So the final answer is November 4th, 2021. So that wraps us today's topic on Naegele's rule. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, leave your comments, subscribe for more educational videos. Thanks for watching.